Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. So in this video you'll learn how to make your very own personalized digital assistant Friday, which I showed a demo of in the previous video. So this is the first tutorial video of Friday, and in this video you'll learn how to make the voice recognition system and how to have Friday respond back to you with either a robotic voice or a human voice. So let's start coding now. So I'll be using Visual Studio Code for this video. So you can also use IDLE if you like, but I'll just use Visual Studio Code because because of the auto completion feature. So the prerequisites are uh, to have Python in your path so that you can install modules with pip install command. So I'll just tell you the modules that you'll need. So first let me open a terminal. In here you have to type pip install speech speech recognition and press enter. So right now I've already installed speech recognition, so it will show requirement already satisfied, but for you all it will just go through the process of downloading and installing. So another thing that you'll need is Pi audio for speech recognition to work. So for that just go to Google and go to unofficial binaries for Python. So the first website that you get, just click on it, and now you'll see a number of packages that you can download. So just hit Ctrl F and search for Pi audio and just press enter. So wait a minute. So it will be the third result. So Pi audio you can download for any version you have, 38, 37. So right now I have 3.7. So I have already downloaded it, and once it is in your downloads folder, you can just go to the terminal and go to the downloads folder by using change directory function, that is cd, and just click on pip install and the name of your file. So it will automatically install it. Okay, then now another module that you'll need is pip install PyTT-SX3. So you can also press enter and then install this. You'll need GTTS. You can install this as well. And that's wait. Another one is play sound. So these are all the all the modules that you'll need for this video. So I'll just close the terminal and I'll just create a new Python file. I'll just call it uh, friday.py. So wait, I made a folder. Sorry. So just make a file friday.py and press enter. And here I will just import all the modules pretty good. So the next you'll just initialize the speech recognition instance. So sr dot um, recognizer, and so this is important, and then we could just continue to do the speech recognition, but I like to just declare all the variables in the beginning so that it is in order. So the uh, another variable that you need is, this is not exactly important or necessary. The thing is that there are many voices for PyTT-SX3. So what I'm doing will allow me to choose only one voice, and its speed also I can set. So that's why I like PyTT-SX3 module. So I'm declaring a variable engine, I'll put it equal to 5. I will just initiate the engine. So I'll initiate it. So I'll just use SAPI 5 because that's pre-built in your computer, in everyone's computer if you have Windows, and I think all the operating systems. So I'll just set voices is equal is equal to engine dot get property, and you have to get the property voices. So there will be a list of voices, so we'll choose one of them. So engine dot set property. So we are now setting the voice that we need. So we need the first of all we need the voices list. So we can just copy paste that pretty quick. So this is done now, and we have to choose which voice we need. So length of bracket length of voices -1. So this is the best among them. So .id. So that sets the voice. So I've tested and I find that this voice is the best. So I've set this one, and the rate is equal to engine dot get property. Can just get the property rate. Then engine dot set property, and we can set the property rate. We can set the property rate as rate -50. So whatever the default rate, the speed is, I'll just decrease it by 50. So that's what this means. So to make sure that there's no error over here, I'll just quickly run this once. We won't get any output right now, but if it runs successfully, it means that it's working till now. So let's see if we get any errors. So yes, it is accurate and it is working perfectly. So now is the exciting part. I'm going to now do the voice recognition. So let's just name it as recognize. So I'm defining a function called recognize. So now what I'll do is with sr dot microphone as source. So what we'll do is take our default microphone, whichever it is in our in your computer. It will take it and it will use that microphone for recognizing. So this is very important because harder adjust for ambient noise, which I'm doing right now. What it does is that it reduces the background noise. So which is a huge factor for if your recognition works fast or not. So you tell the user that the ambience noise is now adjusted, so is now decreased. So yeah, I'll just print I'm ready for a command. I am ready for your command. Then that's pretty much it. And then I'll just do uh, let's just put audio is equal to r dot listen. So now it will listen from your microphone. So it will listen from the source, which is the microphone, and it, so this is the audio, and I'll just put it as audio one. Oh, sorry, that was my error. So I had to close the bracket. That's why I was getting that weird orange color. So, anyways, now once it has done listening, I can just print done. And now this is a try or what do you call it? Try except phrase. I mean, it's like there are two things. If it will first try if something works, and if it fails, then it will throw an exception. So instead of getting an error, what it does in the accept area, we'll just put what we want to print or do anything. So now it will be recognizing my speech. So I'll be using Google, which is free and you don't have to pay anything. So you can get around, I think, 50 requests a day. So, and it's enough, believe me. I've done it for a long time. And it's actually enough. You don't need more than that. So I'll do recognize Google. So there are many functions, many places you can recognize. Most of them are paid. So this is free. So that's why I'm using this one. And I'll just put audio, and I can just print you said till you would be better. So you said plus, so this is known as concatenation of string that I'm doing right now. So I'll just concatenate speech. So whatever I say after listening, it will print done, and then it will print after recognizing, it will print this you said and whatever you said. So now the accept phrase will be over here. Speech is equal to input command. So that's pretty much it. And another important thing is that you should always return it whenever you are making a function. Otherwise, if you are outside that function, none of that will actually work. So I'll just return speech, and in the accept phrase also I'll do the same thing. So now what I can do is that I can just now. So if you have seen my demo of Friday, you must have seen that in the beginning it asks whether I want to use the robotic voice or the human voice. So I'll also show this to you right now. So let's just print if wait, print. Would you prefer? Would you prefer robotic voice or human voice? So after printing this out, I'll just ask an input. Let's just call it V. So we'll call it, we'll just say input and preference. So now we can just enter which one do we want, robotic, human, or whichever. So, well then, if we can just put if and else. If V is equal to, if V is equal to, so if we type robotic inside V, then I'll define a function speak, which we'll call speak, and that speak function will take in a parameter called data. So whatever we put in there will be spoken by our PyTTSX3, and also PyTTSX3 is robotic and the GTTS is human-like voice. So we have already made most of these things. Now we're almost done with this tutorial. So we can just put in engine dot engine dot engine high. We have to make it speak, right? So engine dot say data, so it will say whatever we have taken in as the parameter, and then engine dot run and wait. And that's pretty much it for the robotic voice. And now what we can do is, for the human voice, we'll define a function. So let's do elif robot. You should actually know what, elif is not needed. Let's just put it as else. So we can just write def speak, and again we'll take the parameters as data, and then we can just say we'll first initiate a variable. TTS is equal to uh, GTTS, and the text will be data with the data, and the language will be N. So there are multiple languages to choose from, even in the English language. So you can have English by just plainly typing EN, or you can also have it as EN-US, which is the US accent, which has the US accent, which is much more fluent and pleasant to the ears than the plain EN. Even EN UK is pretty good. So we can just now type tts.save. So what this will do is that it will uh, save the thing, the data which we want it to speak in a mp3 file, which we can just name as speech.mp3. So here's where the uh, the play sound file comes into play. So we can just uh, play that we can play the speech.mp3 by just typing play sound, and then we can just type in speech.mp3. Now what this does is that it creates a mp3 file called speech.mp3, but the problem here is that when you if you want her to say like two things in continuous succession, then what will happen is that it will have to overwrite speech, which is not possible, and the permission is denied. So what we can do is we can just remove the file by typing os.remove speech.mp3. So this solves the problem, and that's pretty much it for the voice recognition as well as the voice taking in voice. So let's just test it out then. So speak, let's just tell it to speak, hello sir, I am your personal digital assistant. Sorry about that. So assistant Friday, and then how may I help you? So now it will save whatever is written in here inside the speak, and this is what the data is, the parameter that we had put in. So now it will speak this. So just to test out, let's just also take this in. So let's just take query is equal to recognize. So whatever we say is obviously interpreted, and then it is stored in the variable speech. So the speech variable that we have, it was returned. So now the returned speech variable will now be stored in the query variable. So now we can just play around with query, and this is what the user asks us. So all the functionalities of Friday now revolves around the query. So we can just say query is equal to query dot lower, and now For now, let's have just one statement. If let's just say hello, if hello in query speak hello sir. So we can now run this, and also one more thing, this is not voices, it should be just voice, because the property that we are trying to get and change is voice. Voices was the name that we gave to that property, and this is what its default name is set to, voice. So let's just run the code now. So let's see it. Then it will first load up, and then it will give us the input. So we can just take first, let's just try robotic.
Hello sir, I am your personal digital assistant Friday. How may I help you?
As you can see, hello Friday. So this is also showing that whenever we get an exception like over here, that it couldn't understand my audio properly because I was kind of late right now. So it gave us like a command over there. So we can just type in hello Friday and
Hello
it
sir.
works. So that's also an amazing feature. So let's run the same thing, but this time with the human voice. Let's try it out. So we'll just put in human this time.
Hello sir, I am your personal digital assistant Friday. How may I help you?
Hello Friday. As you can see, it's so responsive and quick.
Hello sir.
But also the PyTTSXC as the robotic voice is much faster than this, as it was so evident. So okay then, this is it for this video. In the next video, you'll learn about the different functionalities. Like right now, it's just one function that we did right. So next time, you'll also learn about having Friday type in a notepad, and as well do the translation and stuff. So also uh, in this, it was not in a loop. So next time we'll also make is that it will ask in succession again and again. It will go on in a loop. Okay then, bye. We'll meet in the next video. Okay then, bye.